Hello guys and welcome back. It is another scorching day in the UK, so bear with me. This is our third heat wave in one summer. Anyway, I've got a very special video for you guys today. Now, we will be using the brand new Ocean Potion collection. However, we're not going to use this for what you might think we will be. So, if you didn't already know, my Ocean Potion inks are not only perfect for creating different coloured aqua nails, they are also perfection when it comes to doing these watercolour-like designs. So we're going to do a aqua nail, and it's going to be one of the moving character nails. We're going to actually do Winnie the Pooh when he's holding his balloon and he floats up in the air. We're going to paint this in the old Winnie the Pooh style. So it's going to be like sketchy. We're going to be doing a watercolor, and I really want it to be matte too. Now, I've never done a matte aqua nail, so this is going to be interesting. So I'm going to put everything on the screen right now. If you guys want to join in, here is everything you're going to need to create this look. Okay, so I am starting with a solid white base. It is important to have a solid base when you're doing watercolor style painting because the inks are going to be somewhat transparent. So you do need something underneath it. I never normally have a solid white base. I prefer more of a transparent base, but for this, you definitely need it. So we do have a brand new matte, which is launching very soon. Now, this matte is totally different to our previous matte. Our previous matte is called Chrome Armor, and the reason is exactly that. It gives you an armor shield against chrome. And this one is called Velvet Veil, and it gives you a completely different finish. However, you cannot use it with chrome because it will stick. I'm going to show you both on this nail just so you can really see the finish and see the difference. So to make sure that you are one of the first to get your hands on this brand new matte, make sure you have subscribed to the emails on the website. So once you've finished curing your base color, whatever it is that you decide to do, I'm using white so that the inks are true to form. We're going to come in with our Velvet Veil matte top coat, do a nice thin layer and cure that. Now, while that's in the lamp, we're going to take our new and improved black pause. Now, this new formula is TPO HEMA free and the quality is just insane. So I actually want to show you the best way to open these pots and just prevent mess. Can you see there's a little circle in the middle? So what you want to do is you want to take some tweezers or some small scissors, and you just want to kind of score around that circle. If your gel paint doesn't have one, then you can just do this without following that line. I just do it because it's like a guideline. Now, we don't need to put much pressure on it. We're just going to keep doing until that foil kind of pierces. And then just like that, you have a little tiny door. It's just going to help the paint from spilling out because things like heat and pressure can also make gel expand even if you've got it on a flat surface. Now, I very, very rarely actually take paint out of my gel paint pots because I do use my small pinky palettes and I highly recommend them if you want to keep your pots clean for content videos and stuff. So I am just going to take a bit out here because I've opened it and I need to fill up my pinky palette. But I am going to do that with you guys. Now, it's up to you whether you want to remove that little circle or not. I'm going to move it because it's just in my way. So these are the pinky palettes and you actually have 12 spaces. So I usually keep 3 on my desk. I have like pastel colors in one, medium in the next, and then dark in the next. And in every single palette, I always put a black, a white, and something in the middle of them both, but I'm not saying yet because it's coming soon. But yeah, so basically I will just fill this up and it would usually last me, I mean, the colors usually last me a good 6 months. The black and white I probably refill every couple months, I would say. But it's just so much easier when you want to load up your large palette that you paint with. You know, you can just scoop a bit out and chuck it on your desk palette and you're done. So before I put my gel paint lids on, I always take one of my lint-free wipes and just wipe over that foil area. So you guys get a little exclusive now of something that is coming soon. Let me tell you, I am so excited about these. Okay, I don't really want to reveal the names yet, so I'm going to keep that secret, but keep your eyes peeled. Okay, so when your nail is fully cured and it is matte, we're going to go in with our black paws and we're going to sketch out our little drawing. Now, I'm doing the 100 Acre wood, so I have got a little reference picture here and I'm just going to go ahead and kind of copy that. Now, when you're doing these sketchy watercolor paintings, you do want the lines to kind of be wobbly and broken. And so I think this is actually the easiest thing to paint. If you're struggling with like doing, I don't know, Disney characters or something like that, Disney princesses, I would say take a step back and try like Winnie the Pooh or any kind of sketchy animation like that. It's really, really fun. I feel like you can't really go wrong because even your messy lines kind of work. So yeah, it's actually really, really fun. So I'm just going to go in with all of that black and then I'm going to show you the inks. So I just want to let you guys know if there are like a few seconds missing in the video or like a slight bit of paint appears that I didn't record, it's because I'm actually recording a mini video of this for my TikTok and Instagram. So yeah, like there's 2 leaves that just appeared. So yeah, you might see that throughout this video. It's kind of hard when you're trying to do content for YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, you know? So yeah, if you see that, that's why, okay? So when you are doing these kind of watercolor paintings, you have 2 options. Like you can go in with your inks first and you can place the color where you want everything to be, like the tree trunk, the sky, the leaves, etc. Or you can do it the way I'm doing it, where I'm actually drawing out the whole scene first. So as I always say, play around with both because there's no right or wrong. I just prefer to do it this way. So I'm drawing the whole thing now. And if you notice that there are some areas where the black lines are darker, that's because they're going to be closer to the front. So if a tree is really far away, the lines are going to be a lot finer. I hope that makes sense. So I'm going to crack on and sketch out the whole thing and then I will show you the ink. So there is my sketchy 100 acre wood. Now it looks a bit of plain, bit boring, but I promise once the colour goes on, it all comes to life. Now, when I tell you a little bit goes a long way, I mean, if you've ever used those inks that come with the brush, you need quite a lot because they dry fast. They're air drying, right? Now, the beauty of these inks is they don't dry fast, and you have to mix them with our glass slipper top coat. So you need the tiniest dot of ink, and that is why I say these will just last you a lifetime. So I've just gone in with a small amount of the Drink Me potion, which is like a really pale blue. And as you can see, I'm mixing it in with the glass slipper top coat. You can also mix this with our matte top coat too. So now we have like the perfect watercolor formula. Even though it's not a water paint, it feels like it and it looks like it. So I'm going to start with the sky. Now I want this to be really, 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 really pale. And you've seen the tiniest amount I have just used and it was still too much. So I've actually dipped my brush now just in the top coat because I want this to be super, super pale. And from this point, it's literally like a colouring book. And it's so different to painting with gel paints and gel polish because they cover the initial first line. With this, it doesn't. So you're literally done once you've coloured in, unless you want to add more detail, of course. But it is just honestly so fun and easy to do. This is also another new brush that's coming soon, guys. I do have quite a few. So I'm really excited for you guys to get those. So now for the leaves, I'm going to use a few different colours. I'm going to use green, a yellow, and a brown. And again, look at the amount I'm using. And because I'm doing green, I'm just going to go in with that same mixture that's already on my palette. The beauty of watercolours, watercolour painting is like the blending, the mixing, the letting it kind of like all flow together. It's like there's not really rules, you know? But I do want to make sure that every single white part is covered or it's just not going to work. So I'm taking one green right now and I'm just dabbing it all over like the treetops. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to cure that in the lamp. Now, because it's mixed with top coat, it's then fully cured and dried. So we can go in with another layer. This is probably even easier than doing nail art inks in bottles. And I'm so excited to do like full sets using this method because it's so fast and so easy. And if I was to do this nail like using gel paints and gel polish, it would have taken me forever to get this kind of wet look blend. So yeah, this is just incredible. And I really hope that you guys give this a try with our Ocean Potion inks because I just think it's so, so fun. It's so fast. Look at that. I mean, you could do this on clients. It's that fast. So this is our yellow. It's called Lemonade Potion. And if you didn't know, every single potion in the collection is from like a movie. So Lemonade Potion is actually from Scooby-Doo. A couple of them aren't necessarily potions, but they are like famous liquids in movies, if that makes sense. You know, I love, love, love my films, so I just couldn't resist. So I'm going to take some brown for the tree branches, tree trunks, and I'm also going to take a tiny amount of red just to give them some warmth and kind of use it for shading. So as you can see, these leaves at the front are a lot darker, and that is just done by using less gel polish mixed with the inks. So the more glass slipper top coat, the more transparent the inks will go. Can you believe I have just done all of this without even putting down one of my brand new splash mats? I'm just gonna sack myself at this point, okay? Because what the helly? So these splash mats are to protect your desk, and they are completely waterproof, ink proof. They are just full protection for whatever is underneath. And yes, they are available right now too. Anyway, how fabulous is this nail looking? I mean, this is like the cutest damn thing ever. And I usually take about 6 hours painting a nail. So this is a real result for me. A game changer, in fact. Now, when you're finished, you can go ahead and top coat. I'm going to be top coating with matte because I want this to be as matte as it can be. However, I did miss out the lines, the detail on the trunk, the tree trunk and stuff. So I'm going to add them after. It's fine as long as you top coat again. It doesn't really matter. By the way, this is a size 0 for my XXL Square nails. And the reason I'm doing such a big nail is because I do have a series of these mini scenes, so go check them out on my socials. Can we just give this nail a minute? Because Velvet Veil matte top coat, look how that hits. It is just, it looks like cushiony. Does that make sense? Like, you know, like how velvet has that kind of, how do you explain it? Like, not furry, but like soft matte feel. Oh, it's so pretty. So I'm just adding some extra detail now to the trees. And if you want to go over those original lines you did, you absolutely can. If you want to make them darker, that is just the beauty of this. You can just keep building. It's buildable. That's the perfect word for these Ocean Potion inks. They are buildable. So once you are happy with all of your ink work and all of your black outline work, you can go ahead and top coat. You can use gloss or matte. I just want to use the matte. I want to see what it looks like in the aqua nail. I don't know. I just haven't done it, so I think it would be super fun. So I'm going to do a really, really thin layer of that, and then we're going to cure. So now we have done our first background nail. We're going to actually create a tank on top of that now. So we're going to take Seal It gel, and we're going to just cap the whole back using Seal It gel. So I'm just going to put like a C curve on the top of the nail. And then I'm going to place the same size nail on top. Now you can do the same size nail or one smaller. I don't recommend going bigger because it's going to kind of come out at the sides. So once you've placed that on top, you're just making sure it is symmetrical, and you want to make sure that the gap from the top nail to the bottom of the bottom nail, see here, is the same on the left side and the right side. And once you are happy with the position of that, you want to give it a cure. So once that's cured, you don't have to worry about the top nail moving anywhere, and we can go ahead and cap the sides. So we're going to take Seabed, a base gel now, which is a nice thick consistency. However, this gel actually self-levels, whereas Seal It gel doesn't. Now, I like to squeeze out a nice amount onto my palette rather than squeezing it onto the nail because I have more control this way. Now I'm going to take my Thicky Mickey brush, which has a brand new handle. Can you see what's happening here? Our brushes are kind of transitioning all to match Sturdy Boy and Steady Girl because they are firm favorites. You guys love them. They are the highest quality and they are acetone proof. So our old Thicky Mickey will unfortunately be discontinued, and it is on sale if you do want to grab it before it goes. However, the same loved brush will be back with a sleek black handle. So I love using this brush when I'm doing the side walls for Aqua tanks on long nails. It just holds the perfect amount of gel, and it also has a really nice width to it. So when you add pressure, it kind of pushes that gel slightly under that top nail so that it fully bonds. It is really good for these extra long Aqua nails. Now, if you end up with loads of gel and it looks bumpy and messy, don't worry too much because we will be filing it off. Obviously, the smoother you get it, the better because it's less filing, and less filing means less tension, meaning less ripping. However, it's not a big deal if you do, and it is always better to have more than not enough. Now, one thing I always do before I file and buff is I just cap the end just to prevent any dust getting in, because then we're going to have to flush the nail and waste some of our beautiful ocean drop solution, and we'd rather try not to if we can. So I've plugged the end, and now I'm just going to give it a quick file and buff and make sure everything is nice and smooth. So once you're happy with your nail, we're going to go in with one more layer of top coat. Again, this is optional. However, I like to do it for extra security, and it's going to help you if you're struggling with leaking and stuff. So you've got to remember as well, we have buffed that whole top tip. So it is going to be slightly thinner than normal. So it's going to bring back that strength on the top layer. So that is our tank fully done, and you can just go ahead and pop that to the side for now because we're actually going to start painting Winnie the Pooh. So I'm going to take my Vibrant Vibes gel paint, and again, my palettes need restocking, so I'm just going to go ahead and do that now as I go. This is Bumblebee. It's a gorgeous yellow color, real summer yellow. It's going to be perfect for mixing it with the orange and a brown and making that perfect teddy bear tone. And then we have Sunset, again another bright color, which is what I kind of want because I do want this to stand out on top of that water background. Obviously some red, which we're going to need for the balloon and his t-shirt. And there we have it. I'm not going to bother loading up the whole palette because I don't need to use them right now. And this is just how easy it is to load up your actual painting palette when you are ready. You can go in with the same spatula, but you will obviously transfer that paint from each hole. So yeah, I just like to do a little wipe in between and then pop some on the palette. And how quick and easy was that? I mean, gone are the days where we have to take out our whole gel paint pots. No, thank you. So now I'm grabbing my perfect portrait gel paints. This is all kind of skin tones. And I'm going to take some brown because I'm actually making my own Winnie the Pooh fur color. There is lots of shades here that I could use, but I do want to capture that kind of, has like a kind of orange yellow fur. So I'm going to create my own. Obviously I need some black and white as always. And then what I'm going to take now is my little secret to kind of making these moving characters. It is my rubber base. Now this makes the characters on the palette actually able to peel easily. Now you're going to want a small thin liner. So I'm going to take my Sturdy Girl. This is 11mm liner. She is super, super thin and she's perfect for doing fine detail art like what we are doing here. You need a brush that has a super thin nib, especially for those tiny, tiny details, because we're going to almost do like dotting with our paintbrush. So firstly, I'm just going to create that Winnie the Pooh fur colour first. I'm going to do that by mixing my orange, a little bit of yellow, and then I'm going to actually darken it with that warm brown. So before we dive right in and mix it with black, however, that's going to give you a green tone. Aside. So and mix it with that rubber base. Now this can be really, if you want to get really transparent, but I just want to add a tiny bit of colour. So when I paint with the rubber base, I can see where I'm going on the palette. Now, I like to use my phone stand actually and put my disposable palette on it. And then I've almost got like a mini artist canvas. It's literally perfect. So if you have one of these, grab it. If not, just maybe hire your desk or lower your chair or whatever is comfortable for you. Now, these are also great because I can put my nail next to me while I'm painting. And the reason I'm doing this is I need to make sure that my character isn't going to be too wide. You can go as small as you want, but if it's too wide, it's not going to move and it's going to get stuck. Let me zoom in for you. So this might be new to you guys, but this is like a dotting technique paint. So I'm barely swiping. I know sometimes I will, but if you notice my brush, a lot of the time, I'm just dotting out the character shape. The more you push your brush down, obviously the wider your bristles will be, and the bigger area your paint is going to distribute, which I don't want. I want to keep this really, really, really small. So I'm just like dot drawing out Vibez shape. Now I'm going to actually do the whole thing in this colour, like even the t-shirt. We're just laying down a rubber base shape of Winnie the Pooh. So that's all we're focusing on right now. And I know it looks weird, but you know, I'm going to cure that now. And then I'm going to start to come in with detail. Now I know this probably sounds way too early, like it doesn't even look like the shape of Pooh. But by doing this and adding parts, so for example, I'm adding his t-shirt in now, I'm kind of eliminating pieces of him. And that way I can calculate, like, you know, have I done the head too small or the foot too small and stuff like that. And because the t-shirt is like the only other thing on his body really that isn't the skin color, it's really going to help me center him and know where everything needs to be around him. So yeah, I'm going to do that now. I don't actually have rubber base coat on this brush anymore because I've already laid down the foundation. The only time I'm going to need more is if I extend pieces of Pooh Bear. Make sure you give yourself a little bit of time just to check in between that your character is going to fit. Mine is actually super small, so I don't really have to worry about this one because, yeah, it's a really nice, dainty little character. So if you make a mistake like I have, and I think I made his arm just a little bit too thin, I find it's sometimes easier just to go in with a white gel paint. Ours is a one coat coverage, and it just makes it a lot easier to fix those mistakes because you have a pure white background. Um, and yeah, it saves you doing loads of layers of other colors. So yeah, as you can see, I've cured that, and now I'm just going to literally take whatever color it was, color it back in, and then come back in with those fine lines. Okay, so I am very happy with how Winnie the Pooh is going so far. Now I'm going to do the balloon. So this string I would probably normally do a lot thinner than that if I was just to paint it. However, because it's going in an aqua nail and it's going to be moving in liquid, I do want to make sure that it's not going to rip or break. You know, if you just turn the nail upside down and Winnie the Pooh comes crashing down and hits the back of the nail or the bottom of the nail, it could still potentially snap. These are only made of gel polish. You can of course use hard gel if you would rather, or just do a layer over the top, but it's going to make it more weighty. So yeah, just bear that in mind. The amount of detail you add to these really is up to you. Like, they are absolutely tiny. So don't feel like discouraged if you have to leave some detail out. I'm sure it will still look like the character. And most of the detail that, you know, I've put on this nail, you probably can't even see just by looking at the nail. Like, you really have to zoom in. So before I actually make him matte, I'm going to just do a layer of my glass slipper top coat. This is just going to give me that little bit of extra strength and make sure everything is bonded nicely. So I'm just placing a bead anywhere where there's like a larger area. So for example, I use the balloon and I just kind of treat it like a palette. So I've just placed a little blob and then I'm dipping my brush into that rather than using my gel polish bottle brush because it's going to be way too big. So when you're actually doing this, you want to try and make sure every single area is covered, but you don't want the gel polish to come out too far. You really want to try and keep that shape that you have painted. You can of course just paint a complete square over the top or a circle, but it's not going to give you the same look. So I've gone in with a matte top coat now, and we're just going to peel off Pooh Bear using some tweezers. These tweezers are absolutely awful. I'm never purchasing them again. However, we did manage to get him off. And there is our mini Winnie the Pooh. And look how small he is. Remember, my hands are tiny. So you can imagine how small he is. So we're going in with the star of the show, as always. That is my Ocean Drops solution. And we're going to test the tank first. This is going to make sure that there's no dust in there or lint or anything like that, because one little speck will potentially show up, especially on a nail that we've done as light as this. So with that solution I've spilt on my mat, I like to actually wash the mini in it. And it's just going to make sure that there's no stickiness on that. And when it goes in the liquid, it submerges nicely. It's already kind of got that liquid around it. So I'm just going to slowly lower that in and then just push that with my tweezers. And you want to keep going until he falls. And if he doesn't, just kind of give him a little, you know, bash with something. And once you see him fall, you really know that he's kind of surrounded in it. So you know it's safe then. So we're going to encapsulate the nail now with Seal It Gel. And I'm going to do one corner first. And this is way better than doing it in one strip, because if you do it in one strip, you could potentially get a big air bubble. The gel's going to get wet. So if you are having trouble, promise, do it in sections. I have other videos showing that more clearly, so go and check them out. Another thing I like to do is just if I need to build up the area with gel polish. So if, for example, I've capped it and I think, oh, my gel didn't go low enough in the tank, when I file, I know there's going to be a hole. So instead, what I can do at this stage is actually build the tank. And that's what I did there with my gel polish. So once you're happy with all of that, you want to go in and file and buff just the end. We don't need to do all the rest because we've done that. We know it's fine. And we just want to make sure it's all blended, the end's nice and sharp, and then we will go back in with our paint. So you get a little exclusive of one of our new brushes. So this is Leaf Lines, and it is literally for exactly that. It is for painting leaves easily. It's the perfect shape, the perfect thickness. And this is a bit different to what I normally do because I don't normally do this style of painting. But I just want to show you how you can kind of just dot it on and you'll get natural hedge, basically. So I have to go in with white in case you're wondering why. It's because, again, we did the ink painting. And if I was just to put the ink on top of this, it's going to be transparent, mostly transparent. So I'm going to go in with the white. I'm going to build up an area, just block paint with this brush, and then I'll come back in with the ink. So another exclusive just for you guys, and this is one that you've all been asking for. You love my sturdy boy, and you have been asking me for a longer one for a long, long time. So this is a lengthy liner. Now this is a 20mm brush. Sturdy boy's a 15, so it is that quarter size bigger, and it's really good for doing Frenches if you're doing a long nail. straight lines across the center. You can do curves with it as well, wide curves, which is great. I'm using it for short and long lines on this nail, obviously, because I'm doing that kind of scratchy look. So it doesn't matter if my lines break. But yeah, cannot wait for you guys to get that. It's coming very, very, very soon. And this is what I've gone back to now. So this is Sturdy Boy, the OG, the favorite. He has a blue fit now. And he's staying blue. I know I've had two different colors in the past, but yeah, he's gonna stay blue from now on. And he is already available in his new fit. So once that's done, we're going to top coat. Now I obviously can't top coat with matte because it's just going to give you that frosted look and you're not actually going to see through to the nail. So yes, but I am going to do some matte areas. So what I decided to do was cover the whole nail in matte top coat. I'm going to cure that and then I'm going to just go in with gloss where I want the window to be. So there's our nail so far with the matte on top. As you can see, you can't really see very well through it, which is a shame because I just think the matte is so cool. I love the blurring effect, but yeah, it's not going to work because we need to see through it. So I'm just going to use my glass slipper top coat and I'm just going to paint in a window area. I'm going to keep like the trees and the bushes that I painted on the second nail matte. I just think it gives a cool effect when you've got like versatility, especially with matte versus gloss. I think the effect can be really cool. So once you're happy with that, you can pop it into the lamp. And are you ready to see Winnie the Pooh floating up with his balloon or down, whichever way you turn the nail? And there he goes. How fun is that? Oh, I love it. So guys, please follow along with this tutorial. You can literally copy it to a T. I don't mind. We don't gatekeep. All I'd ask is that you give me a little tag if you do follow along so I can share your work. They're available right now on my website. And if you're in the UK, you can also get them on TikTok Shop where you get some amazing deals courtesy of TikTok. Enjoy!